reporting to you live from KTL Studios. This is your host, Malcolm Johnson, the Bing Bang Badger, the High Blocker, member of Lion Mane Gang, even though the mane is up today. The list goes on and on for the nicknames, but today we actually have a super sick episode. We're breaking up the pattern. I got an interview with the alien himself, E.T. We're going to talk about Rowdy.
Thanksgiving, I give her the stuffing, buttered muffin. Step to me, I'll fuck your cousin and your mother. Got a dozen, need another. Just for loving undercovers. When I'm done, give her the stunner, cause I'm getting rowdy, fuck it. Yes. Kick the bucket. I'm getting rowdy, fuck it. Getting money, these chicken heads be always clucking.
That's how it goes, man.
A lot of the content from Rowdy is from the August through October, and then a little bit of footage from Tricktoberfest and like maybe like a clip or two from like a Battle of Fury. But then after that, I got injured at Euphoria Gathering, and I actually had to sit out Euphoria, Shapes, and Regen Gathering. But other than that, I was like tricking throughout the tour, and it was like really, really fun. And yeah, you know, it's been a ride.
I know going on one of those tours would be mad. I kind of like did the very tail end of a tour once, and that was sick. But like, yeah, going through a whole like, because how many gatherings was it? It was like 5 or 6.
Seven gatherings.
Oh,
7 weeks, 7 gatherings.
7 to back to back to back. It's wild to think about, but yeah, that's so sick. All right, you mentioned you kind of started recording for Rowdy in like August.
Yes.
Somewhere around there. Yeah. And then all the way up until about October, huh?
Yeah, it started kind of in August after I got back from Granola, because I landed like two like new tricks at Granola. I got like the triple full punch, triple full, and like the 3-2-1-0-0-3. And I only got those on my phone. And so like I was trying to get another like clip of those, and so literally the first thing I did when I came home is I like did them again at Cats, and then I just started filming from then until like the tour started, trying to just like trick pretty much every day, having like these goals in mind, but at the same time just kind of going in and still trying to have fun, because usually when I focus too much on like sampler filming, like the session gets ruined. But I was having a lot of fun, you know, just like trying to do the best tricks that I could do.
I'm happy to get the little Granola shout out, because
yeah, dude, Granola was fun as fuck.
It was sick.
It was one of my favorites, honestly. Super fun. It's good to just like see all the homies, you know. We were all just chilling. Got to do a bunch of tricks together. Got to see a lot of cool areas in Utah together, and lots of just like moments for bonding and just good times.
Yep. Man, when you came up to me at the coffee shop on Wednesday night and showed me that shirt and had your friends with Cali roll,
yeah,
I could not handle it on any level. Like literally for 5 minutes, just like ran around the parking lot, like whooping and wailing and hollering. Like that was outrageous.
It's so funny.
Then,
yeah, I forgot I landed that like before Granola. I was glad I was able to like show some people like, you know, like, oh, like this is what I've been up to, you know, because I hadn't been posting like the past 3 months, and then I was just like waiting, saving it all for the sampler, and I was like, hey, I gotta show you this quick.
Yeah, because we even talked about those. It's like, okay, you got more Cali, like front suite Cali roll setups, like where are those at? Oh, I'm saving for sampler. And I was like, all right, say less. I will back up. I won't say anything. I'll just wait. And I'm glad I waited it out. That dude, Rowdy went off.
It's
such a movie. It's such a story.
Thank you. It felt like I was like making like a definitely like the best, most high caliber sampler that I've ever been working on before. Like as I was like editing it, staying up like a lot of nights on tour. Because I edited like maybe like half of it before I went on tour, And then while I was actually away from home, I would just like stay at whoever's like place and just sit in like solitude and just be editing like throughout the night, and just like throughout like a bunch of days on tour. And I managed to finish it about halfway through the tour, and I did that live viewing party at like Regen, which is super fun.
That's so
So just like
sick.
stoked to like have it be done. I was like, fucking watch this quick. Like, let
Yes.
me know what you think. Because at that point, you know, I'd watched the sampler myself so many times, like, I don't even know what I think anymore.
Huh.
But it was still fun, you know. I still love that video for sure. And I'm excited to like make another sampler that can hopefully like match that energy and top it in some way. But it'll be probably like a little while, like a month or two of just like saving footage again, because I think that was the way, you know. I've been putting out a lot of samplers very frequently, but they were like shorter, and so I was really hyped to just, you know, wait and like let this one build up so that it had everything that I really wanted it to have, you know. And as a result, I think it hit way harder, and I think I'm definitely gonna
I
follow
miss that. Yeah, like YouTube sampler days where like people would come out with a sampler like once a year.
And it would be like the craziest sampler.
Oh, it was always so crazy. Like growing up, like legit, I was like emotionally stunted, I swear on my life, like constipated emotionally. Like nothing moved me. I was just stone cold my whole childhood. And like honestly, samplers for me was one of the big things that like helped me have expression of emotion. Like it was a very emotional process, not just like hype, but like Scott Skelton samplers, Phil Gibbs samplers, where they're fighting through stuff, and like that's part of the message, and it shows so much of the lifestyle. Like that, just like there's nothing else like it.
Yeah,
and
dude.
It gets talked about all the time, but it's true with the, you know, the Instagram, TikTok, the instant feed kind of culture. You miss out on that build up. There's not as much of a connection with it because you're just scrolling and it's there all the time, and you become like desensitized. It's just like you're flooded with it all the time. But to have like a once every couple months just total banger pop off is just wicked. Like I got home from work and I grabbed my roommate. I was like, bro, Ethan's new sampler's out. Let's watch it. And we pulled it up on YouTube on like our big screen TV, and it was a movie. Like it was an experience. We were both just like at the edge of our seats, just like screaming the whole time. And that's how it needs to be.
Yes, dude. I'm glad I could bring some of those same emotions to you that those older samplers brought, because a lot of those older samplers, you know, they're timeless, and they're like the most inspiring thing to me as I was getting into tricking, as well as to see those battles, you know, to see people really grow throughout the sampler, and just to watch them and their friends celebrate some of these like the most momentous occasions, like them landing like a new trick of any sort, really. Like it was always just the hypest thing. So you got to like really witness the journey, and almost felt like you were there. And I wanted to try and bring some of that same energy and just continue the legacy of the samplers and tricking culture, because I love samplers, and it's cool to make a sampler that has been received as being so like moving, which is tight. Because that's all because I want the samplers to hit me just as hard as they hit everyone else. And I'm really gonna try and have that in mind.
And honestly, a lot of your samplers like do that for me. I gotta say, like Home may not necessarily be like the most, like as far as tricks are concerned, banger
it's a good one
now,
though.
especially compared to what you just released. But I just love the vibe. I love the energy of Home, you know, because for me, it's a throwback to the introduction to the Tricker House, because that's the same track. And so for me, again, it's like, it's this emotional connection that I already have with that piece of music. And then you throw it in and put your own spin on it. Like there's so much nostalgia involved for me, because dude, I've been in tricking for so long now.
like that video I made as like a homage to that NTBS Sugar House video, because I really love that video. You know, that those videos were definitely like I was like watching those to gain inspiration and to like learn about the culture and to learn about like some like these legendary figures in tricking. And so to use that song and to try and like make a tricking sampler to it, I was just like thinking of the other video, like wanted to have like a similar kind of vibe. Not to rip the track though, because like I know like there's like so many songs, and so you want to use a different song and not to just rip another track, but like in certain special cases, I feel like an homage to that video was like
exactly. That's exactly how I took it from the get-go. I knew, I was like, Dang. And man, Rip to Towels YouTube
Yeah,
channel.
dude.
So
Yeah,
much
dude.
history
Goddamn.
lost. I still just like
There's so much,
mourn that
so much
on
loss,
the
so much history
weekly.
gone.
I mourn the loss of that channel because man, there's so much on there.
There's a lot of really, really cool tricking moments on that channel, and a lot of history that people won't be able to see anymore, which is really sad. Honestly.
I know. Like even just the Tricker House. Like, are you kidding me? Or like the breakdown of some of Michael's samplers, like were so good. Or the breakdown of his battle against Reiji. But yeah, like I personally have really enjoyed a lot of your recent sampler offerings.
Thank you.
Again, as far back as Home, and that one I still will go back and watch. Like I love the edit on that one so much.
Thank
Again,
you.
for me,
Thank
because
you.
it is just such a nostalgic thing to watch. That's why I keep going back to that one. Like I love that we kind of tapped into that.
I'm glad that, you know, like there's like, it's, I guess, you know, unfortunately, like the original and like the most legendary tricking sampler to that song is unfortunately gone, but like
I know.
at least there's that one that exists. Like mine isn't going to do it justice in any way, but there's still that.
It hit. I'll tell you, firsthand experience, it hits. I still go back and watch it every once in a while, like every couple months at least. I'm going back and watching that sampler because I just dig it, and I love the side swipe melody combo in that sampler.
Hell yeah, that's a fun one.
So much, it's so sick. If you had to guesstimate how many hours it took you to edit Rowdy, guesstimate. Give me just like a number. It doesn't even have to be close. Like if it's within 50 hours, but like just like
I don't even know.
To give people some sort of frame of reference of how much time you took on this. You started recording in August. You were collecting footage like a madman, and then like it takes a long time to do an edit like this.
Yeah, dude. I think it was like, let's say, so just in August, and because in August alone, I edited together the first portion of the video.
Yeah, like act one.
Like act one, that the actual tricks to Rowdy had already been done, you know?
Yeah.
And so I edited that together, and I think it took me like, I don't know, like, I mean, probably just like 2 or 3 nights, just like all night, you know? So maybe like, like, so we'll call it just like, I don't even know, like something hours and like the first little, that's nah, that's ridiculous. I mean, I don't even, I wish I timed how long it took me to make this, because my laptop is so shitty too that it's like, when I think about how long it took me, it was like really inefficient because my laptop is like so slow. And
the rendering was bad and all that.
The bigger files too, I was just not being super like wise in how I was editing it together. Like I wasn't using like proxies or anything with like the larger clips, and I wasn't for the first portion of it wasn't using as many presets and trying to kind of hand make a lot of the effects. And I'm still like adjusting all of the presets manually whenever I use them, so it's like fitting and not just like thrown in there like some random effect. It's just like so out of place. And then, but even then, like I like maybe finished that portion of the edit and then came back to it later and just touched it up and did other things on it, because I rewatched the thing way too many times and then just like picked at certain aspects of the edit. But yeah, like I don't know, like let's say I edit the first portion in August. I edited the second portion like with the black and white, and a lot of those tricks like the next month and kind of like September. And then the third portion is a lot of clips kind of throughout the year, and that one was put together in maybe like 2 nights, just like kind of like 4 hours one night and then like maybe like another like 4 hours the next night, because I was trying to find a lot of those clips because they were like older throughout the year, and I wanted to some of my adventures like at Neo.
When you're digging through like as much tricking footage as you have, that takes a minute.
There's like a trip to Durango I took with a Sheb and the Explorator, which is fantastic, and I wanted like a dub from there and some footage of me tricking with Sheb. And then there's like literally just a clip of me like walking around, I think at on like some icy lake and like some other like area in there's like a clip of me at Mitch's like lake house, like just random moments throughout my my time this year that I thought were A, shot well and cinematically, and B, had some kind of emotional attachment to me, because I remember all these moments very vividly. and having them together like that, and like the little montage sequence at the end of the third act kind of is like really, really nice. You know, I always watch that and like, oh, especially
It was
because there's
dope.
the clip of like my girlfriend drawing the little heart, you know, at the very end. I
Yeah.
was like, it's like real wholesome. Uh, but and then it just goes right from that into like fuck, and
Yeah,
it's just like and so it's like a fun ride to take everyone on. Like it was a fun ride to edit as well. But like I still like I've been trying to, like, as I'm like talking, I'm trying to think about how much time actually went into making this edit. And it was so many nights just on tour, and days that I missed making content on tour, because there was a day in Philly where they went out and they shot with Jack Vu, and I missed that entire day because I stayed back at the Airbnb to edit the entire day. And
Oh,
then that's why I'm
yeah,
not in
you're
that
not in
video.
that footage.
Yeah, I'm not in that clip because I was editing. I was literally back at the house editing all day. And then there
Yeah.
was a day or two at Melissa's, you know, when we're in Connecticut, and they're going out to
Mhm.
like go to the park and go get some more content and chill and see the sights. And I'm like, damn, I want to go out, but damn, I want to finish this edit. And so I just like stayed at Melissa's, literally didn't leave, and I was just like, just chilling there, just editing, getting all the things done. And it was honestly so worth it to be able to release it though, because
Yeah.
it was already late in my head. I wanted to release it in October, ideally when Rowdy, the song, actually dropped. But
Yeah.
it ended up being like, all right, I'm glad I waited, because I got so many more clips and captured so much more in the time between then and my birthday. And I was able to just release it on my birthday, which was still kind of cool, because I was able to come home to Colorado, watch it like premiere with like my roommates and like some homies.
Mhm.
Yeah. But yeah,
So
dude,
sick.
maybe like, I don't know, like probably like one full day, like 24 hours, like probably,
Yeah.
but maybe even, dude, like I said, I can't, I wish I measured this, because there's so many hours that I was literally just sitting there on my computer, just staring at it and just thinking of
Yeah.
where clips should go, what effects I should use. I was downloading just so many gigabytes of presets and different things to see if I can use them in like one way or another. And it was hard to find something that would match like the vibe of the song and everything that I wanted. I actually
Yeah.
changed the songs a couple times.
I bet.
And then I was trying to figure out what kind of edit I wanted for certain portions of it. And so I'd really just be sitting there thinking and trying to just throw things together and undoing it and redoing it and trying to find the flow, because it was a very broken up editing like sequence. I was just like not sitting there and getting it all done in 1 week, which probably would have made it more efficient. But I was editing it just like, all right, I got like the first little bit of Rowdy done, and then I like waited to get more tricks, collected the second portion of it, but then ended up retuning the first bit anyway. And then every
Yeah.
time I got more footage and added it in, I was just re-editing the entire sampler, because I'd look at the
Yep.
earlier edit and I was like, well, this sucks, you know? I'm looking at the edit I have now, I'm like, this is great, but then my older shit sucks. And then I
Yeah.
finished the edit and I look back at the first section, I'm like, well, this is terrible. And I look at the second section, I'm like, well, this is awful. And I'm like trying to make it all like really, really hit. And eventually, you know, yeah, probably over a day, you know, of like probably like 24 hours plus of just sitting on this laptop. And just like I just random like intervals too, just on tour, just in the middle of the night. I remember there's one night at Marshall Posture, I was editing all night. Literally, I got there and I was like, I want to finish it before Vertigo. And so I was just editing all the footage together, and it was like 7 a.m. I had pulled an all-nighter, and I'm just like still editing. And I go upstairs to use the restroom, and I stood up way too quickly because I was also so tired, like off the toilet. And I bashed my knee into the sink, and it just disables me. I just go to the floor, and I'm just like, oh. I open the door and I just like fall out of the bathroom, and Adam like was like there, just like, dude, what happened? And I was like, I just fucked my knee in the bathroom. I like pulled an all-nighter editing, and I was like, just fucking, yeah, just destroyed. I pulled the first day of Vertigo though, and I just been editing all night, and my knee's fucked, and I was just so tired.
Yeah.
I did it to myself to try and finish the sampler, and you know, fortunately it got finished. But like in terms of the amount of time it took, dude, so much time.
That's
So much time.
insane. Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know, like I'm not even like the best editor, so like it definitely took me longer than it should have. Or yeah, that's pretty much sums up that. It could have been done in less time, but I am not as efficient as I could be, and so I'm trying to make it more efficient and get better at editing. And so I've been like trying to make like those jam posts that I made were like, I tried to make them like really like cool edits, you know, like really like hitting. And that was just because I was like kind of off of a high from Rowdy, trying to edit like better and better and better. And I think it's definitely working. I'm definitely getting more efficient with those editing processes, but it definitely still takes time, you know, especially with something like Rowdy, where I'm so trying to be so like not careful, but just aware of where everything's going and trying to really make some grand plan in my head.
It's so much more about the expression of the sampler, not just like tricks to music.
You could put tricks to music however the fuck you want, but like if you really want to make a sampler, it's going to take a lot of time and a lot of thought and a lot of feeling, you know. And so that all went into the sampler, and I'm glad that it's being received as such, as being like this very moving piece of cinematography, which is what I wanted it to be. Just say.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is for the culture.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, literally, I just
and
like
it takes time. It takes
days
energy.
on
It takes
well,
passion.
that's what everyone did before, you know. They would spend days on this shit. They spend months working and doing all this crazy amount of effort to just put this shit out for the people to see. Because I mean,
for the love of tricks.
Because
not
I love
for a
this
sponsorship,
shit, you
know? Not for views, not for any of this. Like it was low key. Is just to put it out to the homies and surprise the homies that you haven't seen all year because you're on the other side of the planet. Like,
and definitely trying to just continue that same love, you know. I mean, I love making videos and I love tricking, and so being able to put the two together is really cool because I'm always learning more about editing too, and learning more about my tricking process through like my editing too, because I'm always thinking about like lately just at the session, how am I going to film this from certain angles, and it definitely adds an extra element to the tricking session when you're not only trying to trick really hard, but you're also trying to capture the tricks as well as possible. So it's always on my dome, you know, like filming this shit and making the tricks really good. I don't know. And so it's cool to have this sampler come out and be like really, really hitting, and then I'll have to just continue the train, you know, get some more content out to you guys.
I need to actually go out and get a decent camera and just start like making sure people are just filming the whole session so that I will actually be motivated to push myself the sessions a little more and film a sampler. It's been a long time. My last sampler was 2017.
Yeah, you need one. You need one. Your tricks have evolved so much since then.
I'm a completely different tricker. I don't know if I've evolved. I'm just a very different tricker now.
I feel.
But yeah.
I don't even have necessarily the best camera. I have a really budget DSLR, honestly. I got like the Nikon D5300, which is several years old, does not have the quality or the assets in it to produce a lot of the content that I want. But fortunately, you know, I got my homie Ryan and Andrew to film with that camera whenever they are at session. But then when Zach pulled up, you know, his camera is fantastic, and Zach is just another being, you know. When he's behind the camera, he's getting the craziest angles, and he's always has such a vision for creating like the most amazing tricking content, right? So I'm always stoked when he's out here and he's filming, and so a lot of Rowdy is very cinematic due to Zach coming out and filming a fuck ton of footage on his camera. I mean, you can really notice the difference in the quality between the clips with my camera and his camera. Easily. And you know, fortunately, he's on BAHT now, and so we'll be able to get him out here.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, dude.
So, let's go.
Yeah, so he's going to be helping shoot a lot of our future projects, which is going to be really sick.
Bro, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's going to be like Isaiah Flores and Jack Fu that are already like killing it, right? And then like
dude,
Zach
don't even get me started on Isaiah and Jack, bro.
Fucking sick.
Oh yeah, their stuff goes off. Yeah, man, that's actually so hype. It's been so cool to see the expanse of Bay Area Hustle team, especially even in just the past year. You know, Jimmy Song getting picked up.
I was
Levi getting picked up.
So happy to see at the different gatherings how much that stuff was being repped and how much the community supported the company. You know, it's been really amazing.
Adidas soccer pants just got sat down, bro. They got retired on most common piece of tricking apparel. That took over.
It's really cool.
And I'm not mad. I'm not mad. Yeah. My most low-key, one of my most prized possessions is I have like an OG Bay Area hustle team king of the floor hoodie, the black and white. Mine is like one of the OG generations. I got it from Keenan at Trick Different.
Sick.
I think it was Trick Different DOS, and
Trick
I have to
Different
call
DOS.
for reasons, inside reasons. Sorry, I can't help but say DOS, but yeah, that's where I got it. I've had the hoodie forever, and it's like that hoodie has gotten me through a lot of tough times.
Yeah. I think the most legendary piece of BAHT clothing that I've acquired, it was at a cost, because Keenan was battling at Jam, and he injured his knee in the battle. And you know, unfortunately, no one wants to see fucking injuries happen. But when that happened, I decided to battle with Eduardo to win his battle for him, so that he could just like still take the dub, you know. And we won the battle, and then we got murked by Salef and Aiden Kennedy in the finals. But you know, just to be able to like battle for him and still like win in the battle is cool. And so I have this this BAHT 4 Loco tee that he gave me. From the battle, which is really sick.
Yeah. That's what I'm wearing right now. Yeah.
I guess I'm moving to the right,
dude,
into that light.
That moment where you stepped in though was like the most raw moment of that whole gathering. Because like, yeah, you know, goes in for, it was double leg, right? And he came down, or maybe he was about to go.
I think he was doing a triple full. I think he was doing a triple full. He did the cartwheel, and on the cartwheel, his knee got injured, and so then he did the whole triple full and still landed on his now injured knee, which is fucked. So it was a bad situation, but you know,
it was ridiculous. And they're like, hey, does anyone want to step in? And like, you went up against Shosei like first round in the battles, right? Like the one
I was,
you went up against like Zen or Shosei,
and Taka kicked my
ass. Taka, that's what it was. And you got knocked out early, which was kind of unexpected.
I was I'm still like, you know, to this day I get like nervous when I'm battling, and you know, at that battle I was just not on it. You know, a lot of my tricks I was just falling, or I was missing my flow, and that my combo just kind of fell apart. And you know, Taka's rock solid. He got that shit down. And
he took it.
He easily got that, you know. Yeah,
he took it. But when they're like, does anyone want to fill in? And bro, the way you stood up and had your hand up, me, dude, that was the raw shit I saw the whole gathering, because I could see that you were pissed. You got knocked off so early. You were pissed that your performance wasn't good, and you were hungry to show that that wasn't all you had at the gathering for the battles. And so you immediately shot up.
It's fun.
And then you went off.
Cool.
There was some ridiculousness. And it's like, you and Eduardo, please.
No, super fun. I'm glad I had the opportunity.
That is a stacked team. And it was wild. But yeah, I think about that moment every once in a while where you just stood up and you were like, hey, I'll go in. I was like, oh, my man's is starving. Yeah, that was about it. Jam gathering was super fun. I'm excited for the next one. You know, Travis killed it.
Definitely legendary experience.
Oh yeah, that was I'm kind of low-key glad that people were like, oh, like that place is gonna be so packed, I'm not even gonna go, because like there was like the perfect amount of people there.
Yeah, dude,
which was crazy, because I was expecting it too. I was just expecting there to be like low-key no floor space, or no ability for everyone to actually see what was happening on the floor, because there were just going to be too many people. But enough people thought that they didn't even show up, and so everybody got to see everything.
It was like, awesome. There was
always a place to be where you could see what was going on. It was wild.
Yeah, it was a good session at the whole gathering too.
Yeah,
it was a good one. Granola was super fun too. You know, shout out to you.
Yeah.
Well,
man.
Yeah, just like gatherings that happened this year, you know, the gatherings, like shout out to all the UST hosts.
Yeah.
All the gathering hosts. I mean, to put together such a collaborative effort to have another tour right after COVID was like really hard, and they all put a lot of their heart, soul, and money into it to make things happen, and it was awesome. You know, we killed tricking on the East Coast for like 7 weeks, which is sick.
Yeah. Yo, huge shout out to shameless plug. Huge shout out to Kojo's Trick Lab for helping out basically every single event that happened in the tour. They helped with my gathering, and like my gathering was late notice. Like it was like 48 hours worth of notice. Because Kojo on his story is like, yo, if you guys have any events coming up, like hit me up. And I was like, I have an event in 2 days. And he's like, all right, bet, we'll buy you pizza. And I was like, dude, what? like
it
honestly,
was sick.
huge shout out to Kojo's Trick Lab. He provided a lot. And I'm super stoked for the new program. I'm just gonna do the fastest shameless plug, I promise. The new clothing program, how all the proceeds to the clothing are going straight back into the community. Like Kojo out here doing so much.
Oh yeah.
And it's not a purely shameless plug because I'm an employee, but like, guys, that is dope. When I saw that footage, because I didn't know about it, I saw it when the rest of the world did. I was so hyped to see that he's like, yeah, clothing, all the proceeds going back into the community. We did a lot of good for the fall tour, helped out my event, like I said. Like, he just wants to continue to just throw back into the community, even at the cost of maybe having a little bit more comfortable living for himself, having a little extra income. Like, man's just going to push it right back out to the community.
Dude,
which is
it's
just
really incredible and really admirable to see. Like he like he says, he's putting it all that he has into tricking, and it's really showing. Like, he's helping support pretty much any gathering that will contact him, which is fucking sick. You know, he helped so much out on the tour, and he already is like spending so much time and money on the content that he's creating, that to be additionally just like putting money out into the community, and by helping sponsor these events has been really, really fucking sick. And
it's
the,
like
the clothing that I did
day,
drop
every day that man's is working.
If you're watching this, you haven't checked that out already, go check out the clothing. It's really sick. And all of it does go directly back into supporting gatherings and into tricking, which is awesome. So
I just bought the Critical IT. I bought it. That's right. I'm not even just like getting t-shirts because I work for Kojo. No, I'm trying to give to the community as much as I can. I went and bought a tee today, the Critical I one. I was like, I bet. And don't worry, rumor has it we'll be getting some Tricking Report merch coming through Kojo's Trick Lab in the near future. Trying to get a Lion Mane Gang tee or something. Nah, I mean, a little Bing Bang Badger on a t-shirt. That'd
be pretty sweet.
So, but yeah, dude, it's super duper sick.
This light is chasing me. I swear I'm moving more and more to the left of the screen, and it is just fucking, that's blinding, dude.
Huh. You're gonna go over to the left, and now it's gonna follow you that way. Just wait.
We're back over here. We're good.
So, like, you create content for Kojo's Trick Lab. You're involved in Kojo's Trick Lab a decent amount. You're a BAHT athlete. Once upon a time, not for a very long time though, you were adrenaline, yeah? Like for like the smallest snippet of time, I swear.
Yeah, it was a couple months.
Yeah.
Couple months.
What benefits have you seen from the decision to break away from adrenaline and stay more with like Kojo's Trick Lab and Bay Area Hustle Team? What made you decide to do that, and what made you decide to keep with it?
So the reason that me and Adrenaline stopped working together was kind of just pretty much creative differences. Like, they have a thing that they want to do and do it a certain way, and I have something that I want to do with tricking in just a different way. And the other thing is that when I'm working with Keenan, you know, I am like trying to put as much money in, trying to put as much of myself and my energy and money and effort and everything that I can into creating dope shit for Keenan and for BAHT. You know, like the sessions and shit that I go to aren't cheap. I mean, the drives there and everything that all like takes a toll. So like creating the samplers and doing all that definitely like takes money that just to go into doing all that. But you know, everyone does that too. You know, that's how people train.
Yeah, tricky.
But with BAHT, I can work with other companies though, which is pretty key. Namely, like I can work with BAHT and I can work with Kojo, right? And while I was an adrenaline athlete, I wanted to work with Kojo throughout my contract, but you know, that is forbidden, and so I wanted to be able to make content with Kojo again, because I knew that the audience is much more strongly a tricking audience, you know, and a lot more trickers seem to pay attention and to respect and support Kojo's Trick Lab versus Adrenaline. And so I wanted to be working with a company that is more so seeming to have their heart in the right place for tricking, you know. And I think that Kojo definitely has his heart in the right place for tricking. You know, he's doing all he can to help grow the sport and help support the gatherings, and that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And with Keenan and BAHT, we're trying to just ramp up our resources to start doing the same kind of thing. You know, we had a King of the Bay recently, and we're gonna have more gatherings here in the U.S. soon.
I know, and King of the States happened.
Yeah. And so it'll be really fun to see how we can help grow the sport through these brands. And that's honestly, I wanted just more creative freedom to be able to do kind of what I want, and have content available to trickers that I knew that would get to trickers, you know, because putting content on Adrenaline, I honestly wasn't sure if trickers were going to watch it, because I wouldn't want to spend all the time to have my content monetized away from trickers that aren't going to pay to watch it, because it's on a platform that seems to fundamentally disagree with the tricking community and the culture of tricking.
Yeah, I think the collaboration aspect of it too, like it is really difficult to be an adrenaline athlete and stay 100% completely involved in the community.
Yeah, because they put you in a little bit of a price bubble and prevent you from going to other events unless the other event is essentially going to be an adrenaline event. And so unfortunately, it distances them from the community, and I don't want to be distanced from the community, because the community is the reason I'm tricking. You know, all the people that I love in the community, why would I want to not be tricking with them? You know, so that's kind of it. I just wanted to be more in touch with the community, and I felt like I was going to lose that as an adrenaline athlete. You know.
Yeah, and like, we're not trying to throw shade out here. We're not just trying to.
I'm literally no bad blood. Like literally, at the end of the day, like I feel like there is no bad blood. I tried to be as respectful as possible when we ended our contract, and taking time to wait to join forces with Keenan and everything. I didn't want to make it seem like I was like jumping ship or anything, but and just like jumping onto Keenan's, you know, and make it like real controversial. But you know, it's still like the Kane family is very hospitable, and they are very nice people. It is nothing against them. And you know, they are doing something for tricking still. They've brought tricking to countries that, you know, BAHT didn't bring tricking to. They've created communities and funded communities and have created events. So like the
Skillas gym in Russia, and
they're still doing things.
What's it called? Is it the Hurricane Gym in China?
Hurricane Yang's gym, I believe. Yeah.
I don't know the exact name for the gym, but they definitely in a lot of ways have helped, like especially in Russia and China, they've helped the community.
They're still doing things internationally. They're still doing things domestically. I know their event for a Dubsword got canceled, and so hopefully they'll do good things. Like I wish them well. But you know, I don't want there to be any more drama. I don't want to be at the center of that.
I know. For me, the biggest thing is it's that inability to be collaborative, and that's kind of the biggest point that I have trouble with adrenaline as well. Like, not that I've been hit up with any offers or anything from them or anything, but like that would put me in a very difficult spot, especially when I'm someone who's kind of similar to you in the way that creative expression and freedom is one of the most outstanding characteristics of tricking in general. And like, the true community will support that no matter what. And so to kind of feel tied down, that would make me definitely feel uncomfortable and limited. And as an athlete, now I'm talking about you, not about me, that's pushing boundaries, like that would inhibit you from being able to do that and to be able to help the community at large to grow and expand. And so very tactful response. Thanks for that. I know that could have been a spicy question that could have led to a rabbit hole of all sorts of crazy, I did want to ask just because I'm curious. And I think that's something I definitely notice with a lot of especially their really, really featured athletes that have a lot of kind of restriction placed on them is, you just don't know what happens with them after they sign on, because again, it's everything eventually comes to a paywall, and I don't have an adrenaline subscription.
I feel like at the end of the day, it's like people pay for this subscription and they're doing like, they do have to like face a paywall to subscribe to, Kojo's Trick Lab. But I think the difference is that, more people have faith in Kojo and his company as being something for tricking versus I know Adrenaline has done so much for tricking, but it's just something about how they go about it, and that their intentions don't seem to be to help interact and grow the community as much just to raise up certain individuals. But that is what I mean. I've found out that, you know, like, raise up the pro athletes. They deserve it. You know, they deserve to be making money. So
absolutely
on that, like,
Michael Guthrie deserves to be paid to trick. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like 100% deserves it. And at the same time, yeah, there are definitely certain application processes that I'm not so much a fan of. And like Kojo's Trick Lab, originally the tricking report was going to be exclusively for Kojo's Trick Lab behind the paywall. You know, you have to have a subscription to go through it. And the more that I talked to Kojo about it, and the more that we kind of figured things out, we're like, you know, we'll do a YouTube edit of it too. And now we have our own YouTube page. So like, paywall is good to a certain extent, but there's also things that you can do without a paywall that you can still interact with the community on, that you can still have some inclusivity on a general level. And that's something I've really appreciated about working with Kojo is, like, he had a couple of like little outline things for me, like having the wacky blazer, just as kind of like a funny skit kind of thing, and then doing a green screen so we can kind of mess around with backgrounds and it's easier to edit in and stuff like that. Like, there are a couple of things that he was like, hey, could you please do this? But even then it wasn't like a commandment. Like I talked to him earlier today and he just wanted to express, it's like, we can switch it up. You don't have to just do a top 10 breakdown every week. Like, this is an example. I'm doing an interview with you right now. I've got some other ideas and maybe some things that I do. I might do like a throwback episode every once in a while, go through some samplers, cool. Like find select clips from legendary videos to really kind of bring that nostalgia and talk about origins. Like, I low-key give history lessons every episode anyway, but like maybe even doing like an origin story of tricking, kind of give a report on the origins of tricking, you know, like,
it would be sweet
because there's just so many aspects of tricking that you can cover. I'm really lucky to be in the position that I'm in because like I can cover anything within tricking and my boss lets me. It's super sick. Like, I love the fact that it wasn't just like, okay, top 10 most banger clips of the week, and that's all you do. Like, I get to talk about underground people. I get to talk about people who are just killing it in the weird section, which
makes you happy. Makes me happy.
Like that's my shit. Like, that's what I love the most about tricking, is really getting into the weird, getting into the expansion as far as like not necessarily increasing your difficulty level, but just like spreading everything out. Like, for me, that's the fascination. Like, I've never landed a dub anything. Like, if you want to call Rise Twist a dub, then technically I guess I've landed a dub, but I don't consider it a dub. I've never done a dub because, well, I'm lazy and I don't train my twisting, but also like I've just had so much fun, like
with everything,
going
like
down the
everything
rabbit
else.
hole on everything else. Like, lately I've just been doing the same tricks at every session, but I'm playing with timing and like spotting and just like different like technique to just make my body in a more outlandish shape than it usually is, you know? And it's been fun. So it's cool that I get to highlight people like that, and underground killers, and people who are just doing wild power. Like, there's just so much to be covered in the world of tricking. And I don't want it to be restricted or limited on who I can work with or who I can talk about or who I can see within that community. It's just like, there's too much good stuff. Why would you limit yourself? So, it's people started tricking because you can do it for free if you really want. You can just go out on grass or even on concrete, and B, the community is sick and you're allowed to do whatever you want. There are no rules. That's why I got into tricking. I was like, oh, gymnastics, you have to go in a straight line, you have to be really linear, this, that, and the other. Oh, with martial arts, like, there are these straight lines. Oh, with this, there are these straight lines. You know, so many sports are such a linear, there are rules that are written that are, it's like, no, this is the way things are. This is how you score. This is how this. With tricking, it's like we're more like dance than gymnastics in so many ways, because you can express it in any direction that you want to go. That's you. You can do it.
Yep.
And for me, that's the beauty of it.
You just get to be yourself, do whatever makes you happy.
Crazy. It's like, duh. That's why I got started, because I was poor and I just wanted to do what I wanted to do. Like, that's why I got into tricks, not skateboarding, because I didn't have enough money for a skateboard. like any of the above. It was just like, nah, I can just go out and do this. I bet this is what's up. And then once I got into the movement and got into the community, it just grew and became even better.
Yep.
I've got some ratchet stories about traveling as a teenager to gatherings. Like I took a Greyhound bus to Vegas from California for HKPK. I took this super cheap Vietnamese bus. So I would take the bus to Riverside. I would take the train to LA. From LA, I would take this $40 Vietnamese bus from LA to San Jose for loop kicks. Like,
hell yeah.
dude, there's so many stories that I have, even just traveling to events for tricking. Like, it's just so sick. And and my parents were super comfortable with it because they knew the community would watch out for me. They could tell even from just what that I had shown them on YouTube and the way that I talked about it and the way that I just kind of dove into it, you know, like they're like, oh, like this is a good community of good people who are going to watch out for each other. Oh yeah, you can do all that ludicrous travel with no phone or anything like that. Yeah, just like hitchhike your way to San Jose, you'll be fine. Because they knew I'd get watched over, you know? And so it's just like, yeah, community is such a large part of why I got into tricking, why I stayed. So why would you limit the community and the outreach that we can have on the community?
Exactly.
Yeah. Because you can find the balance between sponsoring athletes and still giving back to the community.
Yep.
And I think Kojo's really hitting a stride with a good balance of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hitting his stride, body work. Shout out Brandon Shireen.
Oi. Yo, my boy Caleb came to the sesh rep in one of his sweaters. Or was it? It might have been Logan, actually. But I was like, hey, I like that hoodie. Yeah. I have to pick one up. Brandon, let's talk, yeah?
He kills.
Yeah, I know. And that's another thing that's been cool, too, is something that I noticed with the fall tour that was impressive to me is there are a lot of people who kind of like got featured as featured athletes, not necessarily for being banger people, but like Mark got shouted out and flown out to Euphoria to be like a coach, not necessarily like he throws the most banger tricks on the planet. Watch this guy just eat the floor. Like, it was like, no, like this man's is going to teach tricks and it's going to be sick. We're going to have a seminar from someone who does this for a living as he teaches tricking. You know, and then Brandon Shireen going to a bunch of these events and kind of focusing more on helping others stay in the best shape to trick. Like, I kind of like this movement of, even throughout the community at large, this celebration of what different people have to offer to a gathering for the community, not just purely tricks themselves. Yeah.
And it's cool to see how people be able to specialize into their own professions within tricking as well. Like we'll have a tricking, like we're Trick Strong, you know, Trick Strong already exists, and it's literally by trickers that are doctors and are experts on helping you unfuck your body, which is awesome. Like there's a whole program that exists where you can subscribe to and get help on rehabbing and building up the right muscle groups and really how to take care of your body so you could be in optimal condition for tricking, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
Like that's a dream.
And it's like, you can subscribe to Trick Strong RX and do a lot of preventative measures and pay some, you know, small fees up front to get a lot of really, really sound advice and techniques. Yeah. Or you can like wait until you get injured because you're not taking care of yourself and pay a doctor's fee. Yeah. So like, yeah, I like their methodology too. It's like, you know, give a little bit here as an investment into your body and your ability to perform. Yeah. And the way that they give back is doctor information, like physical therapist, like certified physical therapist information and techniques to build your body so that you can trick better, longer, and with a better progression. And that's the way that they're giving back, is it's like, hey, you have a subscription that will give you tools that you need to build yourself up. And you don't have to like go get like a legitimate doctor visit. This is physical therapy for tricking, and for an upfront cost that really isn't that bad of a subscription price. It's like, it's super dope actually. When you think about it more in that aspect of way, it's like, how much would it cost for you to go to a physical therapist at your hometown versus supporting the homies at Trick Strong who are physical therapists, doctors that are giving you this information for honestly, it's directed at tricking. Most physical therapists, if you wreck yourself, they're probably like, you shouldn't do this anymore. I'll help you get back to being a person.
You have to explain what tricking is to them for the first hour of your consultation too.
Yeah,
so understand what the fuck you've been doing to your body. So they're like, how'd you get like this? And you're like,
what? Yeah, for real. Like I really like that program. It's sick. I need to definitely apply myself to it because
there's a lot of knowledge.
I'm definitely getting older.
I feel. Dude, I was reading in the tricking planner. There's a quote from Mateo that says, let me find it.
Yeah.
Dude. Also, shout out Scar, tricking planner. These are sick. There's no way I'll be able to just find it right away, but like if I could, that would be sick.
That's right.
There are
okay.
Here, but.
As you're looking, I'm going to pull it back to Rowdy just because I'm curious, because everyone has their own favorite clips for different reasons. What's like, maybe I'll ask you this one or that one kind of a question, but like, what was your favorite combo from the sampler and why was it your favorite combo?
Let's see. So my favorite combo from that sampler.
Yeah, not like, and it has to be more than a 3-hitter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just basically like a power hitter, not necessarily like that. Yeah.
I mean, the triple cork, and the quad cork, and the shuriken cutter Cali. I mean, and the triple V twist. You know, those are all just like the big tricks in there. And those tricks, I mean, I dreamed of doing shuriken cutter Cali roll for the longest time.
Yeah.
Triple B twist, I've been trying for like the last year, just eating shit on it, and doing like quad cork and triple cork were always also just unfathomable to me for the longest time. And so to be able to do all those tricks was already fantastic. And so the sampler could have been like 5 clips on it. It could have just been that.
Honestly though.
But all of the work put in to create these very technical combos and work on like my megas, my semis, and lots of other shuriken twists, you know, lots of shuriken twists in there. But just combining lots of combos into Fun 4 Seasons and just other types of tricks that I was just feeling and I hadn't done much before or wanted to step up and level up. Like maybe there's a combo I'd done in previous years that I wanted to like step up to like see how I could improve it with my level today. And I think some of those combos would be there's like a aerial mega, aerial semi, raise, gainer, wrap full, cork, semi, raise, gainer switch, triple cork. That was like 4 seasons plus through to triple cork, and you're like, ugh. And that one was very fun for me because I've been trying to do a combo like that actually at Granola, and then I didn't land it, but I wanted to add more onto it, and I added way more onto it, and I somehow managed to land it first try, and I was like, nice. And so that was just like a really fun session. That combo in particular was like super cool to me. That's like one of my favorites in there for sure. The other one maybe has to be like it's another combo where I'm just cooking into an aerial mega. There's a lot of just me sprinting into an aerial mega in this.
Oh, there's a few.
Really funny. But I'm like cooking into an aerial mega. I do aerial mega, aerial, wrap full semi, front swing side swipe, wrap full, gainer, dub, half, dub. And like the dub, half dub is like super fun to do at the end because it's like so much direction change, and I just dub and literally I never planned to do them. The only way that I can do it correctly and well is if I don't think I'm going to do it and I just happen to over rotate a dub or something and have a lot of power, and I'm like, well, I can't swing at this point. I just punch my shit in the opposite direction because the capstan is really small too. So usually I'm about to hit a wall and I'll punch half away from the wall to get more floor space. And then I was like, dub. And I was like, well, I can't swing again. So punch half and then dub. So that was a fun combo for sure. The Sure Cutter 010203 was really hard and a long ass journey in the session to get there, because I definitely like was trying the 01, 02, 03 for a long time, and then I was able to do it to like the dub at the end. But then even like bailing that combo and doing it to the dub at the end is already so much energy that I put in to like I think I tried it like well over 10 times. And by like the time I actually landed it, I was so gassed. I was like, I do not want to do another gainer switch for like a week. I'm like, my back is destroyed. But the whole gathering, you know, Truechoverfest, like I got a lot of clips at. The other clip that I was really stoked on was like the aerial mega to aerial semi to raise mega to aerial semi to raise gainer trip. Even though the triple cork is ass cheeks, it's like literally awful. It does not make it anywhere close to complete. It's not even a triple cork. It's just like a hilarious combo regardless. I still love that clip, you know.
Yeah.
But I think those clips were probably my favorite. There's like a pizza boy combo in there that I posted on my Instagram that I really like. It's one of the few times you'll ever catch me doing a scoop. So I think that's funny. I don't do scoops ever because since I broke my collarbone, it actually feels a little weird to like push on that like axis, and it's like not super strong, you know, like this arm, like my arms in general are not very strong. All of my weight and strength comes from my ass cheeks and my legs. And so I'm like, I need to build up honestly a lot more strength in my upper body so that I can be able to push off harder and do different skills.
Guilty of the same. Yeah.
But
I feel that.
Yeah. Let's see. And any other clips that I think were like,
okay,
yeah,
out of like the banger power, then like the so people probably get on me. We'll admit it's not landed in the stance of complete, but within the realm of quad cork acceptability.
I don't like my
we'll call it a quad cork.
I mean, I don't like it that much. It's like,
yeah,
I liked it like the first time I saw it, and then I slept on it and I saw it the next day and I was like, I could have landed that better. And like, I mean, you can see I could have landed it better, right? Yeah. And so I would obviously dream to have it be in that perfect complete, because I even said in my post, like, I'm not satisfied, and I'm not.
Exactly.
I want it to be.
You talk about that.
Yeah, I want it to be better, so that I can combo out of it, right? Because if I can do something out of it, then I can actually have some fun in some combos. Because then I feel like when you're mastering a trick, you want to be able to do things into and out of it to really have the most fun with it in a combo, right?
I 100% agree.
Do something into it, touchdown raise, or maybe I'm going to gainer switch into it, but still, it's just learning how to do more things into it. It's probably not. It'll make the quad cork better, but not to such a degree if I'm working on it specifically to be able to do things out of it. And so I want to be able to do this quad cork to swing, do this quad cork to pop, do this quad cork to whatever. Vary it.
Yeah. Right? Quad cork to vanish. But it's true. It's like if you can see a trick in the middle of someone's combo, you know they got it.
Yeah. And so I want to be able to like do things out of it, and to be able to do that, I need to land it incomplete, you know, and have that thing go right, left, and be able to land and do something out of it. You know what I was just as I said, right, left, I was thinking like a lot of people definitely don't trick to the right, and so I wonder how this sampler was received tricking to the left. Like, did you have to, were those combos like with the megas and semis, like I'm sure they're harder to watch, because whenever I'm watching left trickers and they're doing like hella megas and semis and a lot of different like weirder transitions, I'm like, ugh. I watched that back a couple of times. Which leg are you taking off quick? And so I'm sure that was like definitely going on with some people, but you know, to the righties out there, I hope that shit made sense. But I mean, I'm not doing like necessarily the most creative or hardest combos, I feel like, but I'm still having fun, and I'm still just pushing forward in doing the type of tricks that I like to do. And I like to step away from doing the twisting combos all the time, and like to do some fun like megas and semis, but then those are still flips. Like I feel like I'm barely kicking these days. So next sampler is going to be like super more about like other aspects of tricking and not just the twisting. Cause I've been just blasting the twisting game. And I think I'm still gonna like go into Cali swing and French swing snafu twist and have some fun there, but like I'm gonna, you know, do the other aspects of tricking too, because I don't do any groundwork or anything like how Vlad tricks. You know, I love how Vlad tricks. Yes. Incorporating so many power moves and breakdancing elements into a trick combos is really fucking sick. So being able to do something like that would be really cool, incorporating that into my tricking and just making tricking more fun, you know, because that's just another avenue I can play with. Twisting all the time, as fun as it may be and seem, like it's a little stale. Just do one more, you know.
Yeah, after a while, I kind of feel that way about my tricks sometimes. One man do. I feel that way about my tricks. I'm so used to the tricks that I've been doing. I've been in the game for so long. I've been doing, you know, like, again, I haven't like really progressed a ton, but like lately the way I've been just having way mad fun at sessions is playing with timing on the tricks that I've been doing. Like just finding any route you can to just making sure you're having fun.
Exactly.
You know
Because
like that's the big thing. Like lately I've been doing like reverse sal, but instead of doing like the sailor hand, I've been doing it with my non-sailor hand. So it's like your foot and hand go down basically at this at the same spot, and you push off. And I've just been playing with the timing on that. I scared myself last session. I like held my spot forever and then like yanked myself out of orbit almost. It was wild feeling, but like I was like, oh, that was really fun. Like, yeah.
I mean, that's it. Honestly, at the end of the day, I'm still always trying to have fun. You know, that's all I think we're all trying to do is have some fun with tricking. But then at the same time, it's like, you know, tricking can be a profession, and so trying to be a professional tricker and make money through tricking, you I think have to try not to lose sight of having fun with tricking, because it can become so much about the money. Oh, like I'm going to this session to make money, or go to this session to make content, instead of just going to session to trick, because that's why you're actually tricking, you know.
Yep.
Like having fun with
that's the thing with any like that's the thing with any like art form or form of expression that turns into a profession.
You
gotta find some way to make sure you maintain a balance there, otherwise you get burned out. That's why sport karate is so infamous for burnouts, which is a big reason why tricking left the sport karate scene. Is you see all of these absolutely incredible like prodigy level athletes come from these environments, but they get pushed and drilled so hard, the fun gets taken out of it, the personality, the soul gets stripped from it. And that's when you have burnout. When you lose the soul of your expressive art, why would you do it anymore? It was your expressive art, and now it's just killing you.
So always just remember to have fun with it, you know. Because like I feel like some people these days get so wrapped up in like trying to become like the next big thing, the next pro tricker, that they're not
World's first.
It's like always remember to just like have fun with it, you know. Like we're all just like, I like to think of us as just being some like the biggest nerds ever when it comes to movement. Like we're just nitpicking good oh, you see how his leg bent in that position? You see how he's making these crazy shapes, and it's just like no one else knows what the fuck we're talking about, but we are geeking out about it, and we're just having the most fun. Like we're just some nerds. Like you're trying to take yourselves too seriously, okay? We're all just having fun, you know. But like when money gets involved, it does become a bit, you know, becomes like you have to change the scales a little bit. But if we want it to grow, we like have to obviously have more money involved. And I think the culture is strong, though. The community is always as pure as it's been. So like the love for tricking is still there, and it'll help grow the community and grow the sport, and however it grows, you know. I definitely want to be trying to be a part of how it grows. And as are you doing this, and as is Kojo, as is everyone. And so, you know, much love to everyone trying to do shit for tricking.
What do you think, like, I wonder if this is even two questions, but like, what would, well, never mind, I won't even ask about the ideal situation, but like, what do you think is like a realistic expectation for a professional tricker to look like? What do you think is their setup of being a professional tricker? You know, they are sponsored in some way, shape, or form. Is that their whole living? Like, in the next 5 years, like within the space of 5 years, where do you think like kind of top level tricking professionals will be? Like, what are they going to look like?
I mean, hopefully they're able to trick and travel and attend the events and be a part of the global tricking community, supported by whatever company or organization is funding them, so that, you know, the global community can be more united, and they can get to travel more to be a part of those events and spread tricking to those other events. Because I think as a professional tricking athlete, like one of your duties is to grow tricking and to go to the other communities and to spread tricking and to kind of just spread the love, you know, show people what's up. And so hopefully they have something or someone to help support them, that they can do that like full time, and that they don't need to work another job, and they can do that, like kind of like with I know Mike he's doing it with adrenaline, which is sick, hell yeah.
Yeah.
But and so like they are doing that with their, I don't even want to talk about that shit. Why are we falling back into that? But for a professional tricking athlete to make money through just tricking, and to have a good relationship with the community, like they are able, like, because the thing with a tricking professional, I feel like, is that although like you are the professional, like like you're like the elites and everything, but you're not supposed to be distanced from the community, or there shouldn't even be like that hierarchy of like, oh, like, because otherwise you're just inspiring people to feel like they can't talk to you, or that they can't show up to the event to trick with you because you're too good for them or something.
Yeah.
I want,
and like people have enough trouble getting inside of their heads and having that mentality without sponsored athletes, just people that they look up to in general. To add on to that, I'm kind of a freak. I don't really have that problem so much. I'll go up and talk to anybody. When I was like, rolled through the Loop Kicks 2012, I was like, yo, Hunter, what's good? I'm trying to front swing E-kick. What about you? And he's like, oh, like, wait, what? Like, I wasn't geeking out. I was just like, hey, let's talk tricks, bro. But like, if you add on to that, it makes it even more difficult. So I think, like, basically what I'm hearing you say, which is something I totally agree with, is being a sponsored tricking athlete isn't just about throwing bangers. It's also being a cultural advocate.
Yes.
And spreading the culture of tricking, not just what tricks are, but the culture of tricking to the rest of the world. Being like a missionary almost.
Yeah, almost.
Because you want to make sure people know how to trick, but you also want to make sure they know how to hang.
Exactly. And to be a part of, like the global community, like I said, and to have someone that would be supporting them to do whatever would help grow tricking in that person or that company's eyes, because at the end of the day, there's so many different ideas to help grow the sport. I don't know which ones are best, and everything is very subjective too. So it's like we're all just trying to do our thing, and I think the best route for all of us is to just try and support each other and support what people are trying to do with their current endeavors in tricking, because they're trying their best to help tricking, and to stifle that would be to, I think, be wrong. I don't think anyone is trying to stifle that, but I think everyone's just trying to help the sport grow, and it'll continue to grow, and
I'm excited to see where it actually goes. It'll be interesting to see where it truly actually does end up going for the professional tricking athlete. I'm low-key just like banking on like maybe fundage to come through so I can get flown out and do like live tricking reports at events. Like that would be so sick. Bruh, anybody hosting a gathering need an MC. If any of you have been to a gathering with me, I will bring the hype. I will. Hit me up. Let's talk. Another shameless plug. But like I'm trying to go to events and like, I want to be a cultural advocate that like really like, hey, I'm Malcolm Johnson, the host of the Tricking Report. My priority is spreading the culture of tricking. If you want the culture of tricking at your event, hit your boy up. I will make sure I bring the hype. Everyone will be going crazy by the end. If anyone has their voice by the end of the event, I have failed my job of bringing the hype type thing. You know what I mean? Like, I would love for that. And it's starting to happen again with Mark getting flown out to be a coach. He's a special guest as a coach. Things are happening like that. Brennan Schwerin got a little help, I think, to kind of, be a masseuse. Ahmed, Kojo's Trick Lab paid for his visits to go to Norway for OMG.
Awesome.
And like, Ahmed's an incredible tricker. He's definitely a great guest as just like a tricker. But the reason that he got specifically taken out there was to get coverage of those events and put them on YouTube to spread these events on a public database via YouTube. And so it's like, I love that special guests are becoming more than just the most bangers or the biggest personalities in tricking of the time. It's turning into like helping to grow the sport on any level that we can. So again, hit your boy up. I'm trying to get flown out to be the host of Ratchetry. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So like to circle back, I'm like, I think the professional trickers will, I hope to be, just as involved in the community in 5 years and going out to spread tricking and just keep doing what they're doing. And hopefully the only thing that really changes is the amount of financial support that they're able to get, you know? And so that they can like really be living. But you know, we're all just trying to make it, trying to.
No, I'm stoked to see where it leads.
Love tricking and make tricking bigger and better. Yeah,
I think there's a lot of good things in motion that are making it so that kind of this idea that we have is going to be a possibility in the near future. But it'll definitely be interesting to see how it actually translates. I know we didn't even low-key talk about Rowdy very much at all, but
dude, that's okay. I mean, we've all seen it. It's like I think it kind of speaks for itself. It's just like a lot of hard work and tricks and good times with friends, going on to places, shooting tricks, and just trying to love all that's happening, you know. A lot of injuries that happen throughout that sampler, like minor injuries, like setbacks, but so it's like a whole journey for me. Whenever I watch it, I can like literally I watch the progression of certain tricks throughout the entire video. But you know, it's a good time. It's a good little segment of my life that I'm glad I documented as well as I did. And I now have this little movie I can watch whenever I want to revisit like 3 months of this year, which is really sick.
Yeah.
And whenever someone wants to get hype as fuck for like a fucking session now, they can watch this video. And
it's a good one.
Helps them, or like after session.
Oh, it's a good one. Yeah. Oh man. It's been a good time.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. You should come to.
It's been fun to watch. It's been fun to have little glimpses.
I just pull you out of that screen, and you can just be right here, and then we can go to session together in like an hour, where it's gonna be hype. Listen, okay, bro. I'm like so excited about this. So many people are moving.
I know, bro. It's madness.
So literally just like 2 days ago, like Posy got here and he's moved into the Torque house. And then yesterday, Anthony Barada got here, and Bar from Israel got here, and he's just visiting, but he wants to move here too. So
Bar's thinking of moving to Colorado? No. What?
Yeah, dude. And so
who was it too? Somebody else was like, I might have to move out to Colorado too. I can't remember who it was.
So I've been talking to Malik about trying to get him out here. And
that's who it was.
He has his tricking program in Georgia right now. And you know, he's been killing it forever, right? And so to have him in Colorado and I'm done, bro. Would be the biggest like pleasure to be able to just like train and like hang out with him all the time, right? And Malik, so getting him out here as well would be fucking
the man. You want to talk about another cultural advocate?
Malik, bro.
Like,
dude, honestly, you know what the fucking thing is? He went home in between every single gathering on tour and then came back to the tour to work in between to make it fucking work because he's a G. Shout out Malik. You're the fucking.
That's crazy. Yeah, man. Dude, ATL's scene right now is dope.
Dude, I really want to go down there and visit because they're killing it. They got hella spring force down there. And, you know, the boys down there are just killing it. You know, it was really, really sick to see a lot of the Atlanta boys on tour throughout, throughout my time. Like,
they're killing it right now. Oh Carson Crawford, like,
oh my God, bro.
Say anything about that guy.
Carson kills way too hard. And, dude, fucking, like, the things that he's overcome to still be, like the fucking such an amazing tricker that he is like today is incredible, right? Like that man's battled some shit. He's really battled some shit. And so like his story and his journey is just so fucking amazing to me, you know.
I know. I want to do interviews with so many people and now I have to add him on the list, damn it.
Dude, he is awesome. You should definitely get him on an interview.
There's just so many good people in the community. It's just wild. And like it's been sick to see so many people being involved in the tour.
There's too many to name, bro. There's too many to name. Like I almost don't want to keep naming more because I'll forget to name someone and I'd feel bad because dude, everyone for the past 7 weeks has just been incredible, you know.
Yeah, so, it's like
it's just a reminder of how amazing the community is, you know.
How do I claim a top 5 like tricker list in this day and age? There's just too many. Like I could give my top 5 list right now, and in 5 minutes I'd probably change it. Be like, oh, whoa,
like a new poster, and like, God damn, all right, it changes.
Yeah.
You know who next year, I'm trying to definitely get out to Colorado. I don't know how I personally can do this, but maybe with Luis's or Ashley's help with one of the events to get him to one of the Colorado events.
Carson Crawford?
Like, to get Mr. Tiki to Trick Different or to Tricktoberfest, just to get him in the US tricking with us in Colorado would be amazing, because he's off the charts, guys.
Bruh,
if you haven't
if
watched
you want to
any
talk
of his
about
posts, or if you didn't see his new sampler, like I Eat Maneuvers that came out like a little while ago, you're fucking up, honestly, because he's
that's one of the most outlandish samplers as far as 360 degree
you have no idea.
tricking goes.
No idea. Since then, he's already sent me like just like every now and then, he'll just like send me like a clip. He'll be like, "Hey, bro, check this out." I'll be like, and it's like the most outlandish shit ever. I'm just laughing my ass off every single time.
Yeah,
I swear, he's crazy.
Yeah.
Hey,
as far as 360 degrees tricking goes, like as far as like a complete package tricker, I really can't think of anyone who can beat Tiki right now.
Dude, we were like, just talking.
He's probably the most well-rounded 360 degree tricker. He is stacked in every single category. If you took averages of all the categories you look at within tricks, it's like who wins? I would contest Tiki is probably the most well-rounded tricker on the planet right now. Between his execution, creativity, transition, flow, power, technique, like between every single level, he is outlandishly good. It's insane. Yeah, that latest sampler that he dropped on YouTube is dumb. It's stupid good. Yeah,
like the whole computer problem.
Oh, dude, this was awful. Like I literally. So Mike, so actually I completely forgot about this. So Rowdy is about 70% done, and all of the footage is already on my computer though. And my computer did some weird thing and corrupted the entire Rowdy folder, and all of the footage was being displayed as like 0 megabytes, like there's no data to read. And it was really weird. I was freaking out. And I restarted my computer, and I was like starting to cry. I was like, dude, I was so broken from that. And it was really, really like feeling like the end of the world for like a good, like maybe like 15 minutes. And then I got my computer to restart, and I fucking like tried restoring the folder. And somehow it fucking like was fine. Like it was restored, and all of the footage was saved, but I was literally freaking out because I had lost all the tricks that I had worked so hard to obtain for my entire career. Like I landed my games, had them in my folder, and they were gone. And all of the combos and all of those sessions and all those memories that I'd made with everyone were gone. And it was really fucking terrible.
I can't even imagine.
It was fine when it came back. Dude, story of another sampler that got lost. At Shapes Gathering, Jacoby Burton lost his phone in the river, and he lost his sampler and his wallet. And fucking Chris Baker, shout out Leps, went and he got the fucking phone. He dove into a freezing cold fucking lake, went and searched in the bottom of the fucking lake, found Jacoby's phone, brought it out like, I have the phone, and celebrating. He saved the sampler. Jacoby's wallet's down the river; it's gone. But his sampler was saved. Jacoby was in the same boat, bro. He's crying. He lost his fucking. Like, it's such an emotional attachment that you have to the video that if you lose it, it'll break you for fucking. You know, like it hurts, right? And so he lost his shit. But then same thing, miraculous save. Chris Baker recovered the sampler, and his phone is fucked, but like the sampler is saved. And so he's able to back it up, and he has all of it now though. So when you go and you see Jacoby post this next sampler, you know, just know that he went through a lot to get that sampler to you guys. So
dude, Jacoby, man.
Oh yeah. Shout out again. If you guys don't already like follow Jacoby, you know. He's now with BAHT, and he's been killing it this whole tour. He's been killing it his whole career, and I'm really excited to like be partners with him to be teammates and going out to events together and making a lot of samplers together and shit, which would be really, really fucking cool. So
something that I talked to Kojo about this morning was how like Jacoby did such an exquisite job of capturing the culture of the tour.
He filmed that whole tour, every single
Like,
moment. Even when we were just in a fucking Walgreens, he filmed every moment.
Basement tricks in Colorado, all the way up to 3 a.m. double backs on Bourbon Street. Like, he just found such an excellent way, because like a lot of times with gatherings, you miss out on so much of the bullshit and the fun and the out of the gym like banger stuff. You miss so much of the culture, and like he did such an exceptional job of representing culture throughout the whole tour. Such an excellent candidate for Bay Area Hustle team to pick up. Like, are you kidding me?
So hard. He was interacting with everyone at the gathering very well. You know, he's just a homie.
He is so super damn chill guy. Good and so humble. Like, the chillest guy.
Really good at tricks. Honestly, perfect candidate. I'm glad his road to pro can finally come to a fucking like conclusion. I mean, we're still on the road. We're just on the road as pros now, and it's
you're not on the road to being pro, you're paving the path of being a pro now,
and so it's really cool. Like, Jacoby will be with us, paving the path with us, because he's been killing it consistently all this time. So it's really cool that Keenan is going to be supporting him, and I'll be working with him, which will be really, really cool. Let's see, is there anything else to touch on? Because I'm so glad that Jordan came in to remind me of that, because Rowdy was almost gone. Rowdy almost never got released because my computer fucked up. And so unreal. I would have lost my quad cork, my triple cork, my triple B twist, all the front swing Cali roll setups, every single combo would have been lost. Like,
I can't even imagine.
Yeah. And honestly, like, I stayed up so many nights editing all those memories. Like, the second I saw that it was gone, I was like, God damn it. I mean, I'm sure people felt it losing footage or losing a sampler before. Like, it's hard. And so, like, having that sampler come back and be able to be released was really, really, really cool. So it means all the more that I almost lost it, and then I was able to.
For real.
It's been a journey, you know. It's been a journey making the sampler. Throughout the sampler, plenty of ups and downs, and just overall just headstrong, trying to make it happen. And we made it happen, and there's so much more to make happen. You know, this is only the start of a new tier of samplers for me. I think I'm starting to really try and save up and try and make these samplers more and more of an occasion, and more like a movie than just my tricks from the recent sessions, you know.
Let's go.
And so yeah, it's been a pleasure, you know. It's been sick creating this video and getting to chat with you about it, and like kind of think about it myself, because you know, it gives me this conversation has been time to just reflect on the process in making the video, and it's definitely a process and a half. You know, it was a journey to make it, and I'm glad that I was able to make it the way that I did. And it'll only be up from here. You know, hopefully just the next sampler is even better, and the tricks only get better. The cinematography only gets better. I'm so stoked to have Zach on the team.
That is so sick.
So it'll be sick. You know, Colorado is only up and it's crazy. There's really no words to describe how much of a crazy experience it's been living in Colorado and being a part of this never-ending gathering for the past 2 years, right?
No kidding.
Yeah. It really does wonders for your tricking, for your mental as a tricker, being a part of such a supportive community. It's made everything possible, you know, being in such an area with so many amazing people, right? So.